Federal judge in Kentucky declares a mistrial in the case of the former Louisville police officer Brett Hankison, who was on trial for his role in the death of Breonna Taylor. Of course, he was on trial for violating the civil rights of Taylor, her boyfriend, and their neighbors during the 2020 raid that left Taylor dead. The jury, they began deliberating on Monday, could not reach a verdict on Hankison's 2-count indictment for deprivation of rights under color of law. He was charged with willfully depriving Taylor and Kenneth Walker, Taylor's boyfriend, of the constitutional right to be free from unreasonable seizures, which includes the right to be free from a police officer's use of unreasonable force during a seizure. Hankison was also charged with willfully depriving Taylor's neighbors, Chelsey Napper, Cody Etherton, and Zayden Flournoy. Hankison was acquitted of multiple wanton endangerment charges in a state trial last year. He, of course, is the only police officer who has gone on trial for the death of Breonna Taylor. This obviously is a huge blow to supporters of Breonna Taylor, as well as her family. And so they have been very much involved in this. No word whether federal prosecutors are going to seek a retrial of Brett Hankison. My panel right now, of course, is Reese Colbert, host of the Reese Colbert Show on Sirius XM Radio. She's out of D.C. Lauren Victoria Burke, Black Press USA out of Arlington, and we'll be joined a little bit later by Dr. Greg Carr, chairman of the Department of Afro-American Studies at Howard University. This right here, Lauren, is not good news to the folks who have been fighting on behalf of Breonna Taylor, and hopefully federal prosecutors are going to seek a retrial.
Yeah, I'm sure that they will, because what happened to Breonna Taylor is outrageous. She was a completely innocent person, and the cops came into her place and killed her. And it's an outrageous case, an absolutely outrageous case, which involves, of course, them getting together and lying after it. It should not go away, and hopefully prosecutors will come back and try again, because it just shows you, though, in these cases, even when there's an outrageous death of somebody who's completely innocent, how hard it is to get someone in jail who's made a huge mistake that cost somebody their life, but happens to be a member of the law enforcement community, so that they get benefits of the doubt and everything else that your typical plaintiff would not get in a likewise situation. But her death is one of the most outrageous cases of police brutality and police violence on the books in a lot of decades, and there's no way that this should just go away because of a mistrial.
Look, great points there, Reese. And look, this has been obviously traumatic for a lot of the folks there. You had Attorney General Daniel Cameron, who didn't do a damn thing. You had the grand jury who said, hell, he didn't even really present this to us. And so people were hoping and looking to the federal government by use of the violation of civil rights charge to be the place where some justice was gotten as a result for her death.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, people still want to reserve the right for cops to come in guns blazing when the residents are Black residents. It doesn't matter that these charges also related to neighbors that were affected by this guy feeling like this was guns in the Navarone, just shooting anywhere without any kind of clear target. It's still America 2024 and perhaps, or 2023 rather, perhaps if this had been closer to when there was this so-called racial reckoning, we might have seen a different result. But the reality is that the tide has turned back in favor of the cops and police brutality, and by any means necessary. And I think that's very unfortunate, because obviously Breonna Taylor deserves justice. Obviously Kenneth Walker deserves justice as well. So there's still more work to do to try to move this culture, this society, away from the culture of that the cops have license to do anything they want.
Of course, we're going to be monitoring this. The decision came down a little while ago, and so hopefully if we hear from the attorneys, from Breonna's mother, or even Tamika Mallory and the folks at Until Freedom, we will carry that live right here on Roland Martin Unfiltered.